Well, surprisingly enough, this is the last of the standard unwrap pieces. Okay, anything else that needs unwrapping from now on will probably just go straight on and be created first and probably released just as add-ons to this set. Probably before it comes out, so you won't even notice. However, this is the last of the standard assets that came with the castle set that need to be done. Now, all I've done, just to let you know, is I've redone this extrusion because it hadn't been done. And I've added some polygons just here and here because it needed them. Okay, now remember, we don't need all the polygons. If it's going to be long on its side, we might, but I don't think it is. So I'm just going to get rid of these and had a quick check to make sure my mic's working. There we go. Okay, and I did have the idea of kind of raising this up a bit here, but the thing is I get some fairly bent looking polygons which I don't really want, so I'm not going to. Let's have a think. What else do I need to do? No, that's it. Yeah, that is it. That's all I need to do. Okay, I'm going to go over here and go to my unwrap. And then just move this over to here. Oh, pardon me, it's early again. There we go. Turn that off. It shouldn't take us very long to unwrap this, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is do a cylindrical unwrap first. So I'm going to take these bits and rather than marquee selecting, I'll just select them all manually like this. It's quite interesting because at the minute I think the way it's mapped them automatically, they're all sitting on top of each other. That's how it looks anyway. There we are. Go all the way down here. Be careful not to select the wrong parts. Oh dear. I do apologise for all this yawning, by the way. I'm sorry about that. Got to bed quite late last night. Okay, just get all these pieces here. There we go. Right, now if I do a tube unwrap, or cylindrical, or whatever you want to call it, like that, and then turn it off. Okay, so that's pretty tidy, as you can see. That's really nice. Now, I want to get the top, which you can see is just here anyway. There you go, that's the top. And I think I should just rescale that, so there we go. And I can move that actually inside here, just to get out of our way. So that's the top there. And now all that's left are the bottom parts and this. So if I just go straight through here, just get all the polygons and do a cylindrical. Okay, you can see it's a little bit bossy, you know, like bonky, but it's nothing that we can't fix really. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to vert mode first and select these verts here. Just going to go into scale mode and scale them down. Like this. Okay. And yep, that's great actually. That's really came out okay. So now I'll just move this over to here while we finish off our unwraps. And that would be these parts here. Like I said, I do apologise about the yawning. Sorry about that. Right, there we go. And these parts here, I'm not sure. Let's see if I can unwrap them as cylindrical. Just, there we are. Yeah, I can, but it's not exactly pretty, isn't it? Also, this part over here should be over here. Interestingly. Okay, well, I think actually I should be able to make this work, so let's have a look. Firstly, I need to move this into place. So that just means moving that to there, like that. Alright, now I'm going to basically just dump all these on top of each other. Getting nice and close so that I get a fairly accurate. You can see that some of these are different widths to the others. That one, for example, if you see here, it would appear that these three here are inverse to this one here. Let's see if just flipping this one around will help. It might. Yeah, flipping it around helped. Okay. Just getting close so I can just line these up. Obviously the better lined up these are, the easier it's going to be for us. And then here, if these are all sharing UV space, then stuff's going to get a lot easier. Just make this a little bit wider. In fact, I'll just use the freeform move. Here we go. I'll just get this corner here in the right place. Then if I go down, I should be able to drag this one more or less into the right place. It's not bad. Let's move that one out again. Ah, I see. Look, this one's back front. Or is it? I think I'm just going to have to flip these over the top of these ones, like this. Okay, that's probably going to work. Now, let's go into edge mode. Or vert mode, or whatever it is. No, I think it's going to be easy just doing these individually, one at a time. And I apologise. Sometimes, you know, you just have to change your mind on how you're going to do something. Ooh, wonder what that is. Nothing important by the looks of things. Right, so just select here. And let's do a cylindrical, see how that comes out. Messily is the answer there. Or slightly less messily if I do it this way. Okay, let's bring that over to there. And let's see where these polygons are from. Well, that one's from there. And that one's from there. Interesting. So let's line that one up into there, shall we? So I'm just going to go to Tools and Detach Edge Verts. Like so. This one's already detached, so that's not really a problem. Okay, so let's go to target weld mode. Start putting these things together. Looks a bit like a little space rocket, doesn't it? Let's get this straightened up a bit. And this piece seems to connect there, 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 and there. So that's this polygon. Oh, I see, it's back to front. Oh, go figure. Let's have a look at it. Control T. Straighten up these parts. Like that. Okay, and now I'll just redo it for all the other parts too. I believe there isn't a polygon in this part, is there? No, there isn't. But there is that part there, so it's still not mapped properly, really, in my opinion. Oh, dear me. Alright, well, we'll just have to do it a different way. Sod it. So I'm just going to take these side parts here. And here. Don't like doing it this way, but I'm going to anyway, I've decided. Sometimes, you know, you just have to do it a bit faster than other times. And again. Put that there. Now here. And I'll resize this entire selection shortly. Once I've got these all basically stuck on top of each other. And here. And then one more. Then all I've got to do is do the other sides. It's funny actually, this was quite a simple shape, but I forgot about these little kind of parts on the bottom here. Okay, just like so. Now we go the other way. Just keep doing these until they're done. The actual texturing job on this, to be honest, is not the most difficult thing in the world. And then just grab that. Okay, and that puts these all here. Take longer to straighten your verts than I did, please. And you'll end up with a nicer job. Seriously. Okay, that goes in there. Select them all. Right, time to pack these things. Turn them at 90 degrees like that. Take this and put it in here. And then this. Don't need quite so much detail on this piece, it's just a concrete buttress after all, so I'll bring that up to there, and that means I can give this a little bit more height. Okay, this can just bring down a bit more. This one out a bit more. There, that should do it. Okay then, so tools, render UVW template. It's done. And I'm going to save this off into my buttress as buttress UV template. JPEG. And just load that fella up over here. Before I do, I'll also load up my reference PSDs here. I don't need any rubble, but I'll have the others. There we go. Although, oh, sod it, I'll have some rubble as well. See if I can do something interesting with that. Okay, file, open, go back to my buttress, get my UV, there we go. And just create my new layers, so Control I, after I've used the wand, create my new layer here, and then use the fill tool. Done. Okay, and now I can separate off each of these areas into what they are. So I'll just use the rectangular marquee tool, grab parts. So this is the Control-Shift-J, rename. I don't know what this part would be called, so maybe it's a main stanchion. Is it a stanchion? I don't know. That's what it is now. And then if I come down here and just select, wrong piece, select this piece, Control-Shift-J, that will become the buttress. And then this part here, I'll rename it. This is going to be the bottom support. Actually, I don't think that is a stanchion, but never mind. It is now, and that's what matters. Okay, so let's go to our base wall here. It's too big at the minute. Image size, percentage. Actually, I'm constrained, so I can just do, 740. And that'll be half. Control-A, Control-C. And I'm just going to drop it on top of the main stanchion here. More or less exactly the right size. Perfect. Right click, blending options, no, create clipping mask, yes, there we are. Now I'm going to go to my grey stone for that part. Control-A, Control-C. And I'm going to drop that in here on our buttress. Going to need 2 of them. And clip. And I need the same one again on my bottom support. Like that. And create a clipping mask. Okay, so that's as hard as that gets, really. Now, I'm going to darken some parts off. And also, here's my rubble. Let's see. Image size. It's quite large, isn't it? Say 500. And image, don't know, maybe along the bottom. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see how it looks. I'm interested. Just add a little something to the bottom of this, really. Just kind of do that, and then that. Okay, so this is now underneath this layer. So if I use the eraser tool, I should, hang on, be able to just erase some bits. Just add a little bit of knobbling to it. Probably be better if I used a slightly more blended brush, to be fair. So let's have a look at that. Still too hard. Let's see. Don't want assorted brushes, natural brushes, basic brushes. Ugh, decisions. I'll take some bits near the bottom. That way when I apply the, what do you call it? That way when I apply the NDO and DDO, we'll get slightly more detailing at the bottom here, you see. Okay, now I'm going to just burn some edges. More darkness here. Don't add one there, I don't need it. Do you need one here though? Okay, same here, just on these edges, so I'll just go here. Like that. And then for this one, do that and that. And, oh yes, hang on. Turn on my background and make this slightly less. like so. Just increase my opacity actually on this one and reduce my opacity on this one. There we go, we can see that that had been forgotten, and even though we may not see it much, it's still there. So main stanchion, Control Shift J, bring it right down to the bottom here, and reset these clipping masks. There we go. Now I've got this one here, so I'll just let's see, Greystone, Control A, Control C, Control V, and then clipping mask, and I'll just rename this part so I know what it is. The top. Okay, and again this has got an opacity of 50, so I'll just do that and probably leave the background on as well. I'm going to just darken it around the edges as well. Here we are. So there we are, just like that. I'd also, I suppose, need to take off the top couple of layers of bricks here. So what I'm going to do is, which layer is it? It's the layer here. Just going to create a new layer and just stick it, you know, underneath this one here, and I want to get some more of this roof. Just to about there. It'd help if I had this one invisible so I could just see where it was, and now this one. Control E. Okay, so this now creates this clipping mask here, and now if I turn this on, what I can do is just get my eraser tool, make it big enough just to come straight across here, like that, and that becomes like the capping stone, you see. Can have another one just here, if we had another piece of grey underneath it, which we don't. Not sure if I need many more of these. Could probably do with another one here. Okay, and I'm just going to add some burn to it. Just like that. Okay, and that should do that. Right, so Control Shift, no, actually Control S, just to save it. And I'm going to save this as my buttress base diffuse. Okay, and we can have a quick check and see what that looks like over here. So if I just get my material and just throw it in quickly. I usually prefer not doing it this way, but you know, with the PSD, we can collapse the layers, so that helps. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we've got light areas and dark areas on it as well, which is cool. Yeah, that's making me happy. Quite content with that. Okay, next, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to fire up Endo. Just to make my normal, my specular and my ambient. After this, the tutorial is primarily going to turn into the importation of assets, so we have a little asset library. Right, so with that just about ready. I'm going to go to my presets and just make it sharp brick from my active document. And this will just fire up my simple normal. Doesn't take very long. Dumpty dumpty dum. Nearly there. I'm only really interested in 3 output maps for my basic texture, for my basic material in UDK, which is my normal, my diffuse, and my specular anyway. Okay, so that's cool. That's making me a happy camper. So Control and S, and this will be my buttress, normal, target. And then I'm going to convert this. I'm not even going to bother doing much else. Ambient occlusion and specular from my active document. Let's give it a minute while it fires up. Doesn't take long, as we know, to do the diffuse. Takes a while to do the specular. Slightly longer normally than the normal, because it makes this displacement, as you know, and then converts the displacement into the specular. There we go. Edge contrast, drop it down, volume a bit less, cavity a bit less. There we go, that should do it. Control S, and but just specular, which completely didn't get typed in there. The target. Close that down, and then the ambient. Okay, we could also make ourselves a rather nice diffuse from this if we wanted to, just to show you. Can't remember how long it takes to make a diffuse, but then we could just use a colour map on top of this, or the ambient, to create the lighting for it, which would then colour it in. Have I got this microphone too close to my mouth? Yes, I have. Oh dear. There you go. So that's a simple diffuse there. It's not bad. Right then, let's close this junk down. I'm not going to save it because I don't need to. Just close all. There we are. And then I'm going to shut this and fire up Dido. I've got them on my hotbar at the bottom, or quick links, or whatever it is that you modern kids call them. Okay. Grey shades. I'm just gonna quick load my project. Anytime now. There we go. There's buttress. So those and that. And that'll give us our 4 bases. And I think it's the same as last time. I'll use that more complicated material because I quite like it. I know it's got a lot of operations in it. Not metallic rust. Where is it? Where is it? Not quick and dirty. Over the top wear. Look at that. Lovely. Really do like that. Detail size normal. I can actually double the detail size if I really want to. Output on all these. Yeah, that's cool. Normal, height, gloss, specular, blah, 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 blah. Okay, bake it up. Let's see how long this takes. Oh, dear me. I'm yawning again. I do apologise. Looks like the entire unwrap, with only one cut to answer the telephone. It's only taken about 30 minutes, which is cool. I reckon this should be finished by the time the timer hits 30 minutes, which is 18 seconds. There we go. It might not. It might be just over 30 minutes. I'm curious to see if it can beat my timer. Come on, you can do it. 8 seconds to go. Probably not. 5. Oh, so close. Never mind. At this point you're going, it's just watching time go by. No wonder their tutorials are so long. He just leaves the microphone on and goes to bed. After the ranting I did at that bloody gatehouse tutorial segment, I'm surprised you're even still watching, to be honest. Wonder if I should bother sending it into 3D World Review. They were like, that was very unprofessional. Ranting about the gatehouse. Yeah, well, gatehouse made me sad. Okay, this doesn't make me sad. This makes me happy, look at that. Okay, I'm going to just export all my maps. They're all checked, so... There's my glossiness. Nice. Come on, export all my maps. I'm getting fed up waiting. Takes a little while sometimes before it lets you do stuff. Come on, you can do it. I think it's doing it now. Yep, good. Smashing them all out for me. So let's see, what maps is it exporting anyway? Export diffuse, export specular. Well, yeah. Export height, yeah, I like that too. Why not? Let's export them all. Go on, get out there. Urgh. This should probably create a second directory, I suspect, in which it's just exported everything. Let's have a look. Oh no, it hasn't. There's DDO, and there's specular, normal, height, and diffuse. Cool. And let's just have a look at the height. So basically see what the maps it's came up with are. I'll just close that down. Go on, go away, go on. Always takes a few minutes, like I say. It's probably resaving it again. Done? Yeah, bugger off. Right, open. And let's have a look at the 4 maps it's created. So that's the specular, normal, height, and diffuse. Perfect. Very happy. And if I just close this all down, go over here and just create myself a new copy of this. Like that. We can now see what the new material looks like on it. Compared to the old material, i.e. considerably darker. And stick some glossiness on this. Just use this as our specular or whatever. Here we go. And just adjust this to, I don't know, see what it looks like. I might just swap it across. Yeah, that's better. And then stick in a bump, which will be our height map. Because, you know, I enjoy farting around as much as anyone does. Okay, and now stick a simple plane underneath them. And let's see, just use a standard Omni. So one from there, turn shadows on. One over there, then a third one here. And fire it up, let's have a look. Oh, lovely. I like that. That's nice. I mean, you know, you may as well just have a good mess around if you spent this long, you know, making your renders. Right click, show save frames. Nice. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. That will do me. And the little bit of rubble around the bottom's been blended in nicely too. Okay, so these are the standard assets that shipped with the castle set that have been edited where necessary. As you know, some parts have been removed. It's just kind of the way it went. So, as we move on, like I say, there may be more assets created, but the focus of this now shifts to UDK. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the UDK segment, which is also on this disc, so you don't have to buy another one. Bye bye for now.